Okay, let's continue with the word of the Most High. Let's go back to 2 Ezra 6, and we're going to look at verse 57. It says, "And now, O Most High, behold, these heathen, who are these other nations outside of the 12 tribes of Israel, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords or masters over us, and to devour us. But we thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure?" So that's a question. And that's what most people have. Most people have that question. How long is this going to endure? When we going to get the kingdom? When we got next? If we got next, when we got next? Something gave up. But see, a clear indication of those that's going to really reap the kingdom. Let's go back to what he said. Go to Matthew 24. Matthew 24 and verse 12. It says, "And because iniquity shall abound," and say, these heathen is over us, depressing us, say, because iniquity shall abound, wickedness and sin shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. That's why you see a lot of hatred in the world. Brothers can't get along, sisters can't get along, divorces and all kind of breakups, and family can't get along. You got friends fighting amongst each other. And, who's really real? Are you real? Who's really real? Who's really going to be a true Israelite? You say, how you going to hate your brother who you can't see and say you love the Most High you can't see, love of my Shekau you can't see, and hating on your brother? Come on. He said, but he letting us know this prophecy of the end times. "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." Listen, "but he that endure unto the end, the same shall be saved." The same shall be saved. You got to endure to the end. You cannot fall short of making it because you done gave up, because you're weak, or you done fell for what the world is presenting to you. You better understand. Look, let me remind you again, Matthew 24 and 36. So don't ever forget this. "But of that day and hour knoweth no man." Because a lot of you out there talking about, it's about 400 years in 2019. I'm going to read you again. "But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only." You hear that? But my Father only. Better understand, people. Only the Most High knows. So let's go into a little prophecies of what was given to Ezra concerning what will be happening during these times. Go to 2 Ezra 15 and 14. I got to change Bible. This Bible is through. 2 Ezra 15 and 14. It says, "Woe between destruction to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh." So the sword, modern day sword, is guns. And destruction, things that will be destroyed, draweth nigh, means near. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. So it let you know, just like Amashai said, one people gonna stand up to fight against another. We seen it in Ezra. Ezra said the same thing. We just read it in Ezra, the 6th chapter. Did you hear? Look at Second Ezra 6. Verse 24. Second Ezra 6:24. And at that time shall friends fight one against another, like enemies. See? One scripture, just like what we see in here. In Second Ezra 15 and 15. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. Come on, modern day swords, everybody gonna be strapped with guns. For there shall be sedition among men, uproars, rioting among men, and invading one another, meaning they'll be coming into people's houses. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. They're gonna care about no president, no vice president, no Congress, no military, no police department, nobody. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their own power, in their power. The people gonna have the power. What they're gonna be doing is what they want to do. A man shall desire to go into a city, gonna desire to go into a city, from whatever city you in now, and shall not be able. That's martial law right there. You know, that's wars, racial wars, man's hand against his neighbor, right there. It's gonna be martial law. In every city, you're gonna be wanting to go to another city, you're not gonna be able to go to the city. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. You hear that? Houses gonna be destroyed because of their pride, and men gonna be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Hear that? A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. Gonna destroy, come in people's houses with the sword, with guns, and spoil their goods. Rob you of whatever you have, if you ain't down with the Most High and a Mashiach Yahushua to be protected. But shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, rob them of what they have, because of the lack of bread, because of the lack of food. There will be no neighborhood grocery store. Not going to exist. And for great tribulation, catching a lot of hell in these streets. This is how it's going down. You ready for that? You prepared for that? That's what we got to look at, because it's going down. And when it go down, you ain't ready. What you going to do? Isaiah 24. Isaiah the 24th chapter. Verse 1 to 3. Well, it's going down. It's prophesied here. Every man's hand against his neighbor. The lack of food. It only take about a couple hours to empty out a store, if that long. It's going to be on. look at Isaiah 24:1. What you gonna do when there's no food? Well, I'll be taking care of. A lot of you say, "Oh, the Most High gonna take care of me." Let him take care of you now. Don't go to the store. See if food appear. Let him start taking care of you now. Don't go to the store no more. Just sit in your house and say, "Food appear." Most High got me. Isaiah 24:1. See if you get a knock on the door. Boom, boom, boom. Who's there? Oh, I'm food. It's food. And all that you can drink. Isaiah 24:1. Behold, the Most High shall make the earth empty and make it waste and turn it upside down and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. See? Everything you see gonna be turned upside down. Esau on the top now, but he's gonna be brought down. Israel gonna be brought up. And it shall be as with the people, so with the priest. As with the servant, so with his master. You see how it's being even Stevens. So with the servant, so with his master. As with the maid, as with the mistress. As with the buyer, so with the seller. As with the lender, so with the borrower. As with the taker of usury, interest, so with the giver of usury to him. See? And that's wrong, you know. That's why I say when you look at all the different things that they've broken the laws of the Most High, ain't following those laws of the Most High. People call themselves the Jewish people. So they making all kind of entrance until this day. So just to show you that's wrong, go to Exodus, the book of Exodus 22. Exodus 22. Let's see, it's going to be even Stevens. That's what he's saying. Exodus 22 and 25. If thou lend money to any of my people that is poor by thee, thou shalt not be to him as a user. Neither shalt thou lay upon him usury, interest. But what do? They give poor people what? Interest of 25% interest, 30% interest, maybe higher than that. Tell you how against the law they are. The laws of the Most High. That's why the Most High going to deal with them. Zechariah 14 and 13. More showing you how every man's hand going to be against his neighbor. Zechariah 13, Zechariah 14 and 13. And it shall come to pass in that day that a great turmoil from the Most High shall be among them. Hear that? Coming from the Most High. And they shall lay hold every one on the hand of his neighbor, and his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor. As you know, racial wars. It's coming. It's coming. It's all in the Bible. They prophesied about it. Isaiah 19. Isaiah the 19th chapter. He told you because of the lack of bread, that's food. They say bread is money. Lack of food, lack of money. You rising up, trying to survive. Isaiah 19 and 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. You're going to set the captives against the captives. The oppressor against the oppressor. The slave master against the other slave master. Those that are benefiting from slavery against those that are not benefiting against slavery. You're going to set the Egyptian against the Egyptian. And they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fall in the midst thereof. The spirit of Egypt gonna fall in the midst thereof. And I will destroy the counsel thereof. Whatever they coming together to conquer up in their councils, you're going to destroy it. And they shall seek to the idols. They're going to seek to their idols. Because they ain't dealing with the Most High, because all the gods of the nations are idols. Psalm 96 and 5. They're going to seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. That's why, I mean, over and over again, it's telling you what's going to happen. It's all here. The past, the present, and the future. Jump up to verse 20. And it shall be for a sign and for a witness unto the Most High of hosts in the land of Egypt, that they shall cry unto the Most High because of the oppressors. Cry unto the Most High because of the oppressors, and he shall send them a Savior and a great one, and he shall deliver them. Mashiach Yahushua. But you see what he said? We got to cry to the Most High, and he's going to send us a Savior. Read your Bible. You better understand. The only time the Most High ever had pity on us when we cried to him. Throughout the times that we needed him, sincerely, read Judges 10 and 10. Down. I tell you, we cried to him, he delivered us, sent us deliverer. You don't got to send us deliverer one more time. One more time. So we got to cry to him now. As a nation, as the Israelites, for deliverance. Stop being prideful and thinking that you already there. You ain't made it nowhere yet. You gotta humble yourself. Most I want a humble and a broken and contrite spirit. That's what we hear. You don't hear nobody that's all prideful, thinking you already there. You brought yourself above the Most High. Some of you. Look at Psalms 34 chapter. But understand, overstand. Look at Psalms 34. In verse 12. Blessed is the nation whose power is the Most High, and the people whom we have chosen, who are the 12 tribes of Israel, for his own inheritance. See? Look at verse 28. Behold, the eye of the Most High is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy. And the mercy only came to the children of Israel, mercy and grace, to deliver them, deliver their soul from death, and to keep them alive in famine. We just say because of lack of bread, lack of food, to keep them alive in famine. That's what we want. Our soul waiteth for the Most High. He is our help and our shield. For our heart shall rejoice in him, because we trusted in his holy name. See, this is what we have to do. That was 33, 34. Listen, Isaiah 34 and all the chapter is very well. Very good. But look, let's get right to the point when it says, verse 17. Slack your man. That was Psalms 33, which is good. Those verses were good, but it was Psalms 33. Psalms 34, verse 17. Y'all bear with me. It says, the righteous cry. Hear that? The righteous cry. And the Most High heareth and delivereth them out of all their troubles. Verse 15, the eyes of the Most High are upon the righteous. That's those that's keeping his laws, that's commandments, fearing the Most High, and have faith in the Mashiach Yahushua. The eyes of the Most High are upon the righteous, and his ears are open unto their cry. See. the face of the Most High is against them that do evil. So the Most High, his face is against those that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. That's what he said, to cut off the remembrance of the evil people from the earth. Verse 18, the Most High is nigh or near unto them that are of a broken heart. Keep saying it. A broken heart, broken mind. And saveth such as be of a contrite spirit, humble spirit. That's who's going to be saved. Many are the afflictions of the righteous. So because you're going through changes, don't most I say who he love and he chastens. Say many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Most High delivered him out of them all. He never give you more than you can take. You keep it all as verse 21. Evil shall slay the wicked. Hear that? Evil gonna slay the wicked. They want to be evil, he gonna use the evil to slay them. Evil shall slay the wicked, and they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. They that hate the righteous, that's keeping the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, having faith in the Mashiach, Yahushua, fearing the Most High, crying to the Most High, he say he's gonna slay them. Evil shall slay the wicked, and they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. The Most High redeemeth the soul of his servants, who are the 12 tribes of Israel. And none of them that trust in him shall be desolate. See? Verse 7. The angel of the Most High encampeth round about them that fear him, and delivereth them. See? Understand this, overstand that. The angel of the Most High compasses round those that fear him, and delivereth them in time of trouble. Verse 5. Verse 6. This poor man cried, and the Most High heard him and saved him out of all his troubles. See, you want to look down on the poor, but he said this poor man cried, and the Most High heard him and delivered him out of all his troubles. That's the power we have, people. We just got to have wisdom with the power. The Most High give us wisdom, the proper application of knowledge to know how we got to survive and what we got to do. If you have a listening ear. But some of you go leaning on your own vain opinion, that's why evil suspicion overthrown the just. Most High ain't dealing with that. That's why I say evil gonna slay the wicked. Because your mind is going into wickedness. You ain't thinking right. That's why you got to know these scriptures. Know his word. So you could be delivered in a time of trouble. So all this is going down because of the wickedness that they're doing in this earth, continue to do. Go to Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. There's a reason why all this is going to go down, because what they have done and what they're doing, what you have seen they have done, what you know they're doing, what they're showing you right in your face. Those that have ears, they hear, and eyes to see. Unless you just in some kind of other world, some of you must be in, I don't know, some kind of bubble that you created yourself. Go to Habakkuk 2 and 8. This to the Edomites. They're the ones who rule of the world. It says, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. See, all the remnant of the people, there'll be a remnant of all nations that will be left on this earth. It's going to spoil them because of men's blood. Look, because of men's blood. I mean, you came out of Caucasus Mountains, you took over Europe, ran the indigenous people that was in Europe, Japhetic people into the islands and so forth. They came, got you in to help them and fight a war. So you turned against them, ran them, kicked them out of their land, and ran them into the islands. Because of men's blood. I mean, you came into America in 1492, in Central America and South America, and just slaughter, because of men's blood. And for the violence of the land unto this day. killing us. What's the verdict? Not guilty. Most I said it's going to be that way, though. Violence in the land. You turn on your TV every day, it's violence in this land. Because nobody's following the laws of the Most High. Of the city, all that dwell therein. All that dwell therein. Say, woe be destruction to him that coveteth and evil coveteth to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Nah. I mean, you can set yourself on high, say, nest like an eagle. That's your sign. That's why you got these high-rise buildings, remind you of what? Where you came from, the Caucasus Mountains. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house, to your whole family of Edomites, by cutting off many people. Hear that? By killing many people. Come on, 77 million so-called North American Indians. Over 100 million of us coming from the water, in the waters, coming from Africa to America. That's why the sharks follow the ships, throwing all the bodies over. You show that in your movies. That's why I say you consult shame to your house by cutting off many people and have sinned against thy soul. Verse 12 say, woe be destruction over and again, over and over again. Woe to him, destruction to him that buildeth a town with blood. You build the town with blood. Came into a town, you wiped everybody out, mainly the men, raped the women, put the children in captivity, slavery, and bondage, all the things like I say. This is what you did. I mean, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and established a city by iniquity. By iniquity. You gonna tell me that y'all following the righteous orders of the Most High, the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High, His rules and regulations? No. That's why I say your penal codes is like good for nothing. But you establish a city by iniquity, by wickedness. Coming up with all these different laws that be against what it is to be righteous until this day. Most I say do this, you say we ain't gotta do this, we're gonna do something opposite. That's why it's all here why you gotta pay. That's why I say, verse 12, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establishes a city by iniquity. This is what you have done. Isaiah 33 and 1. I mean, did you vote for America? Or did you come here and kill the Indians, the tribe of Gad, and put them on reservations? The indigenous ones I'm talking about. I ain't talking about the ones that the $5 Indians. I ain't talking about none of them. I'm talking about the indigenous ones. Isaiah 33 and 1, the ones you allowed to come up with your Dawes Commission to be able to have them reap the benefits of being so-called Indian and not. Isaiah 33 and 1. Woe to thee, destruction to thee, that spoileth, and thou was not spoiled. You spoiled, robbed everybody. And you haven't been robbed. Most say destruction to you. And dealeth treacherously. Hear that? Treacherously. And they dealt not treacherously with thee. I mean, come on. You came here. They showed you how to farm the land, how to live. It's known facts. You invite them on the ships, put them on the ships, sell them somewhere and sold them to your peers. Killed them, maimed them. I mean, you look at the book, Destruction of the Indians, by Bartholomew de las Casas. You got pictures in there showing you what they did. That's why I say, woe to thee that spoileth, and thou wast not spoiled. You done robbed, and you have not been robbed. And they dealt not treacherously with thee. They ain't dealt treacherously with you, showed you love. When thou shalt cease to spoil, you gonna cease to rob everybody of everything they have, thou shalt be spoiled. Then you gonna be spoiled. You gonna be robbed. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, when you want to stop dealing treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. I mean, it's coming back. Payback is coming to you. See? Ain't nobody getting away with nothing. We didn't get away with anything, so therefore you're not getting away with anything. Nobody's getting away with anything. Believe this. Ezekiel 35 and 1. Ezekiel 35 and 1. So y'all done laid y'all nest. Now you gotta lay in it. Ezekiel 35 and 1. Moreover, the word of the Most High came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir. Remember, we read in the 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, don't forget. In the spirit, we started saying, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So Esau would have to be ruling at the end of the world. Point blank. And we know that so-called white man is ruling right now. The superpower of the earth. I don't know how nobody can think the Arabs are more powerful than the so-called white man. They not Esau. The Edomites. It said, moreover, the word of the Most High came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it. So what is Mount Seir? Mountains. Mount means mountain. Mountain Seir. To set your face against Mountain Seir. The mountain is short for mountain. So it'd be people that will live in the mountains. Now, Genesis 36 and 1 says, now these are the generation of Esau, who is Edom. Okay? Jump to verse 8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. See? Esau is Edom. So it's talking about the Edomites, whose forefather is Esau, who is our fraternal twin brother, Esau, who became a nation, called themselves the Edomites, who are the so-called Caucasians today, but not everyone. Just because we're not talking about no color, because when you understand that you still have the seed of Esau, that his seed would be cursed with leprosy. From generation to generation. So just because they look white, or so-called white or red, or just looking like a so-called Caucasian, don't mean that every last one of them that you see, judging by outer appearance, are. But they know that white is right in this days and time, and black get back. Brown, you ain't got no power. So this is what we're looking at. The spirit gonna bear witness with the spirit, just like all Israel not of Israel. Just because you're an Israelite, claim to be Israelite, don't mean you're an Israelite. Because all Israel is not of Israel. So this is not about appearance, it's about, it's going to be revealed who you are. Know who they are. You feeling a certain way now? Yeah. Feeling a certain way, it bothered you? Yeah, well, you're probably Esau. See the Gehazi, they look just like Edomites. They say they'll be, they have to deal with leprosy. All this generation of children. So they there too. But they're not Edomites. So it is what it is. This here is talking about Mount Seir. He's talking about the true indigenous Edomites. Make that clear. He's not talking about the seed of Gehazi. That's why I say if we talk about color, it ain't about color. It ain't about appearance. It's about who you really are. Who the Most High sit back on this earth representing you as an Edomite, or Israelite, or Hamite, or Ishmaelite, or Ammonite, or Moabite. We'll leave out Elamite. Who you are. That's what it's all about, y'all. No more, no less. And that's why I say we can't really, this is, if the shoe fit, wear it. But we had to wear it. We got over it, you get over it. You got to deal with what you got to deal with, brothers and sisters. Just the way it is. It's like that. That's the way it is. We're going to keep it moving to the kingdom. So, as you see, going back to Ezekiel 35:1, it says, moreover, the word of the Most High came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir. Now we know Mount Seir represents who? The Edomites, so-called Caucasian people, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, thus said the Most High Power, behold, O Mount Seir, or Edomites, I am against thee. He said, I'm against you. And I will make thee most desolate. So he's going to make them most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate. He said he's going to make the evil kill the wicked. They're going to be most desolate. And thou shalt know that I am the Most High. This is why. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. Hear that? Because you have had a perpetual hatred and have shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. See? Our iniquity had an end. And what they going to do? Verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. That's why it tells you in Revelation 12:12. I go there all the time. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth, destruction to the inhabitants of the earth, and of the sea, those in the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knows that he have but a short time. He know he got a short time. That's why he coming down with much wrath. We will come down with this wrath on. Verse 17. And the dragon, which is the devil, that you read in verse 9, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels with him. He was cast out with him. So it says, verse 17, and the dragon, which is the devil, that we just read about in verse 12, was wroth with the woman who represents the children of Israel when you read Jeremiah 6:2. I have likened the daughter of Zion to a tender and delicate woman. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed. Hear that? The remnant of her seed. The remnant means the 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel, which keep the commandments of the Most High. That's all you hear us saying. We keeping the commandments of the Most High. You got to repent and come back to the commandments of the Most High. And have the testimony of Mashiach Yahushai, the faith in the Mashiach Yahushai. Those that's not saying that, you better get with the program and see what's happening here. That's why, we pretty much, you go here all the time, but you got to really be saying this to let our people know. All right, Revelation 14:12. Here is the patience of the saints, who are the 12 tribes of Israel. Psalms 148:14. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of the Mashiach Yahushai. You got to have the faith of the Mashiach Yahushai along with the commandments. So let our people know that too. Because you tell them you got to repent and come back to the commandments and have the faith in the Mashiach Yahushai. So that's what we coming after. It tells you about that 1/3. So that remnant is that 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel. The Most High prophesied in Zechariah 13:8. Zechariah 13:8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, said the Most High, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. 2/3. 2 parts is 2/3. Shall be cut off and die. But, that's a condition, the third, which is 1/3, shall be left therein. So 1/3 of the 12 tribes is going to be left therein. I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, which we are, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and I will hear them. Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. So I will hear them. I will say, it is my people. And they shall say, the Most High is my power. You see that? This is what we have. The power of powers of powers, the Most High. But that 1/3 is that remnant that the Bible talks about. The all, which is a certain number. The few, the many, the justified, the glorified, the sanctified, the purified. It's cheap to hear Mashiach Yahushua's voice. That's what it's talking about. Not everyone. That's why I say you're going to come down upon the remnant. Because that remnant is going to be keeping the commandments of the Most High, having the faith in the Mashiach Yahushua, fearing the Most High, and crying to the Most High for salvation to the 12 tribes of Israel. And following what our ancestors did that worked, and know it worked, it can work with us. Ezekiel 35. And 5 again. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time of their iniquity, when the time of their iniquity had an end. Just read to you what the devil going to do, because he know he got a short time. So now, when you look at this, we have to understand and overstand the fact of how we're going through the fire, how he brings us through the fire first and foremost. If we're being refined, or we're being refined to be perfect according to the word of the Most High, as you read Jeremiah 23 and 29 first and foremost. He said, going to refine us in the fire. Listen. Jeremiah 23:29, is not my word like as a fire? So you ain't in this word, he ain't refining you. He said, is not my word like as a fire, said the Most High, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces. So it's all about being refined according to how the Most High is brought forth his word in these last days. But I hope and pray that you will really look at how to see these mysteries through the spirit, spiritual understanding, because that's very important. Because how you going to, Most High is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him how? In spirit and in truth. Not no carnal. I mean, you talking about you already there. You ain't made it nowhere. You ain't made it out of the tribulation that we talking about. We got to go through. It's going to be on this earth. Who can say that they know they ain't going to go through it? None of us. We can just hope that the Most High will see us through it in his way. That we'll make it through. So we say hello y'all to the Most High. You better learn to praise the Most High. If not, then you praising yourself or praising some man or praising somebody else. More important than him. He said his name is jealous. So first and foremost, he's going to bring us through that fire with his word. You see? Isaiah 48:2. So now that you learn the word, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. Isaiah 48:2. Behold, I shall refine thee. I have refined thee. Now you refine. You refine through knowing the word of the Most High. Behold, I have refined thee. Refine is past tense. So we don't learn the word. I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. That's why I say the righteous is going to go through many afflictions, but the Most High is going to deliver you out of all of them. For mine own sake. Hear what he said, for his own sake. See, there's too much concentration on we as individuals. We as a nation, he said for his own sake, for the Most High's sake, not for your sake, not for my sake, for anyone's sake, but his own. That's why he said for my own sake, even for my own sake will I do it. For how should my name be polluted? And his name is in our name, Yah, Shah, Allah. How shall his name be polluted? And I will not give my glory unto another. He can give it my shall to nobody else. No matter how it looks. My shall say, yeah. You don't, he said, he allowed them to be able to keep this Bible for us to have in these last days. They don't belong to him. He allowed them to have it until the time that we see these prophecies going to come about, then bam, the judgment going to come down. Point blank. He said, for how should my name be polluted? And I would not give my glory unto another. The glory of the Most High is Mashiach Yahushua. Hearken unto me, O Jacob and Israel, my call. I am he, I am the first, I am the last. My hand also have laid the foundation of the earth, and my right hand, of Mashiach Yahushua, has spanned the heavens. When I called upon them, they stand up together. They stand up together, obeying the Most High. So this is what we're looking at. Where you going to be at when he called for you? One way or the other. Either on his right hand or his left hand. Ezekiel 35:6. He said, therefore, as I live, the Most High live forever and ever and ever. Said the Most High power, I will prepare thee unto blood. When he say, he'll prepare the Edomites unto blood. And blood shall pursue thee. Blood gonna pursue them. When we say gonna set them against each other. Everybody's hand against them. Those that they have spoiled and robbed, they're gonna rise up against them. They decide they're gonna try and be cool and be nice. Say they're gonna rob them. They're gonna go against them. Therefore, as I live, said the Most High power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood. Even blood shall pursue thee. That's what it's saying. Blood gonna pursue them. That's the judgment of the Most High. Amos 9:8. Amos 9:8. Amos 9:8. Behold, the eyes of the Most High are upon the sinful kingdom, America, and all kingdoms that's joined with them, and being wicked with them. Most High's eyes are upon the sinful kingdom. And his eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of him. And I will destroy it from off the face of the earth. So he says, his eyes are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth. Saving, you're going to save somebody. Somebody going to be delivered. I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob. He just told us 1/3 of the 12 tribes is going to be delivered, going to be saved. Said the Most High, for lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations. Going to be scattered among all nations. He told us he's going to do that in Deuteronomy 28:64. Like as corn is sifted in the sea. So he's going to gather us from the four corners of the earth as corn is sifted in the sea. Yet shall not the least, which is what? The 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel, rain fall upon the earth. The 1/3 of the 12 tribes is not going to fall upon the earth. Because we're going to be in the chariots with the Mashiach Yahushua to the glory of the Most High. Most High will. If we endure to the end in righteousness. All the sinners of my people, all of them that say we ain't under the law, you ain't got to follow the Most High's laws, you ain't got to follow his rules and regulations, you're a sinner. All the sinners, all those that break the laws of the Most High, sin is the transgression of the Most High's law. All the sinners of my people that shall die by the sword. They're going to die by the sword, which say that evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. So you are in a state of evil and not doing what he say do. And you're going to say that the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us? Oh, you got it coming. Most I got something for you. That's why he said you're going to die by the sword. He's going to kill you. That's why you better come back to your laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. You better understand. Most High said this. According to Amos 5 and 18. Let's go back a few chapters. He said this. Amos 5:18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Most High. To what end is it for you? The day of the Most High, that of Mashiach Yahushua, is darkness and not light. It's going to be darkness. Most High will roll into dark cloud. It's going to be darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion, he running from a lion. Trying to get away from a lion, and a bear met him. Ran into a bear. Or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Ran into the house. Oh, the Most High, where we are. Leaned his hand on the wall, poisonous snake bit him. Shall not the day of the Most High, while Mashiach Yahushua, be darkness and not light, even very dark, and no brightness in it? You hear that? Very dark and no brightness in it. You ready for that? You better be ready, because it's coming. You either going to be shining as light in this darkness, or you're going to be part of that darkness. Straight up. Look at the Most High's eyes are upon the sinful kingdom. He said he's going to destroy it from off the face of the earth. Ezekiel 24 and 6. All this wicked stuff that's going on in this kingdom. Men with men, women with women. That's not, the Most High didn't create that. He created you just how you are from birth. Look at the genital, boy or girl. Ezekiel 24 and 6. What does your birth certificate say? Ezekiel 24 and 6. Wherefore thus said the Most High Power, woe to the bloody city. Woe to the bloody city. To the pot whose scum is therein. Nasty, filthy, nasty things going on in this bloody city. To the pot whose scum is therein, and whose scum is not gone out of it. You know, all the wickedness, all the